the go. This is Valley News Live 10 at 10.
Everybody loves to yell at the referee at times, and those are things that we have to be careful of as well, but that's far in the back of any referee's mind locally.
A local ref says there's always risks when he steps out onto the field. Good evening and thanks for joining us. Mike has the evening off. Just last week, 2 players from Texas were accused of intentionally hitting a referee from behind. Tonight, Valley News Team's Macy Enger talked with one local official who says it's not always an easy job, but it comes with some rewards.
He's the one on the field no one is watching for.
They say, I don't even know who reffed the game. That's a successful day for a referee.
Ryan Gellner doesn't pick sides. He's right in the middle of football games.
We don't get to watch the game like the fan. We watch very small aspects of the game.
But his perspective comes with its own dangers.
Funny things can happen on the football field. You can run into a player. You can get run over by a player unintentionally.
But now you hear more stories about officials actually getting intentionally attacked during a game and things like that, and that's quite alarming.
An investigation is underway in Texas after 2 football players, seen in this video, attacked a referee in the middle of a game. Both players say the ref used racial slurs against them. The referee is denying those accusations.
It takes away what sports is supposed to be about. Sports is supposed to be about a fun pastime, and there's really no place for that.
While Gellner says there is always a risk, he and his fellow refs try to stay on their toes.
It's like a sixth sense that you all of a sudden can see something developing in front of you, or you feel something developing in front of you, and you just react to it.
That way, not only does one team win, but this team does too. In West Fargo, Macy Enger, Valley News Live.
Now, coincidentally, North Dakota tightened up a rule this year that gives officials the right to eject a player, a coach, or a fan because they're interfering with the game. Well, a warning to the community after a recent burglar used a spare key to steal from a Fargo home. Fargo police say to stop leaving spare keys in obvious places, putting the message out on the website Nextdoor, basically a Facebook for your neighborhood. Whether you hid it in a flower pot, under the doormat, or in a mailbox, police say find a better place. A North Fargo woman we talked to says she used to have neighbors she could trust, but with recent crime, it's not the same.
And we could count on him to keep an eye on the neighborhood, and he passed away a few years back, and it was kind of sad when you count on people like that. But I've just noticed a lot of things happening, you know.
Now, if you want to sign up for Nextdoor, it's free on your phone or computer. We have a link on our website. Go to valleynewslive.com and click on the hot button. A plea deal was reached in a North Fargo murder trial today. The accused, Christopher Hampton, pleaded guilty this afternoon in Cass County Court. Now, this comes after a mistrial in July when a jury couldn't agree on whether Hampton was guilty of murdering his roommate or not. Hampton's accused of shooting Randall Donor in the back and the head in June of 2014. He says he believed his roommate had been trying to poison him, but medical examiners didn't find proof. He changed his plea to guilty to murder under extreme emotional disturbance.
Medical witnesses, other witnesses described him as delusional, among other things, irrational, agitated. A number thought that he was high at varying times when he was feeling this. He was certainly animated about his being poisoned by somebody else, the victim in this case.
A judge gave Hampton 20 years in jail with 5 years of probation. Hampton will get credit for more than a year already served. It's Friday, time to get a look at this week's Valley's Most Wanted. Police say Joshua Frank is wanted for failing to register as a sex offender, which is a felony. Call police if you have information on Frank. And if you need help uncovering fraud and corruption in your community, just call our whistleblower hotline at 701-237-6576. Leave your tip and a member of our investigative team will get on the case and go to work exposing the truth. A major announcement by one of the city's biggest developers. An agreement for the sale of Fargo's historic Black building was reached tonight between DTL Properties and Kilbourne Group. Now, the purchase includes the Black Building, the 3-level building immediately south of it, which currently houses Scan Design, and the parking lot at 217 Roberts Street. Kilbourne Group is planning a phased renovation strategy for the building that will reinvigorate its historic character. Current tenants will be invited to a question and answer session at 10 a.m. on September 18th at the Fargo Theater. The transaction is expected to be closed in early 2016. The CEO of Lutheran Social Services North Dakota says she doesn't know if any Syrian refugees are coming here. Jessica Thomason says that she's closely monitoring the situation over there and that Syrian immigrants have not typically been placed around here and that they may end up finding places elsewhere. An estimated 7 million Syrians are displaced by the civil war. Germany has considered taking in as many as 800,000. Pope Francis is encouraging European Catholics to take in Syrian refugees as well. President Obama says that we will accept at least 10,000 displaced Syrians over the next year. This year, the U.S. has taken in fewer than 2,000. Ceremonies to commemorate the 14th anniversary of 9/11 were held at several locations all around the nation and right here in the region. In Grand Forks, a special vigil was held just outside Memorial Union at UND. ROTC cadets stood watch over 3 battle crosses outside Memorial Union. The crosses are dedicated to the firefighters, police, military, and civilians who lost their lives on September 11th, 2001. 26 North Dakota service members have been killed in the war on terror since 9/11. And we wanted to know, where were you on 9/11 and how did you first hear about the attacks? We asked that question today to our Facebook friends and comments are pouring in. If you'd like to join the conversation, you sure can. Just search Valley News Live on Facebook, like our page, and then start commenting. Now, while many are remembering 9/11 through memorial services and reflection, one U.S. senator is working to ensure Congress doesn't forget the heroes who helped save lives on this very day 14 years ago. New York Senator Kirsten Gillibrand says that more than 33,000 9/11 responders and survivors have an illness or injury caused by the attacks or their aftermath. Funding for that program that would continue giving medical care for 9/11 related illnesses for more than 60,000 9/11 first responders and 8,000 injured survivors is set to expire at the end of September. Now, Gillibrand and a bipartisan group of senators and representatives are pushing to extend these programs.
More police officers have died since 9/11 than on 9/11 from 9/11 related diseases. And we have to do more for them.
For more information on this bill, head to valleynewslive.com and then click on the hot button. 20th Street South in Moorhead was shut down for a great time, Greater Moorhead Days parade. Hundreds of kids and, of course, some adults caught delicious treats as floats, cars, tractors, even horses came down this street. Greater Moorhead Days will continue with events through next Friday.
Valley News.